And look who we found here. Billy Gilman is coming back to the Chehalis Music in the Park series. We were so blown away by having you the last time. And you got to be part of that group. We were just coming out of COVID. Mm-hmm. We had canceled the year before, and then that was such a rough year. And then, man, going back to that time, Billy, it was such a freeing experience, I guess. It just felt, yeah.
It was. I mean, I distinctly, I think everybody distinctly remembers when they could actually go to an event again. I mean, the year before that, I was just in my living room doing Friday night concerts on Instagram and Facebook, because I literally said, I can't just sit and take a bath. I mean, I'll go crazy. Like most of us, I'm sure. But I'll never forget that. And the audience was great. And just to see people, those web shows, you just sit there and you wonder, are people getting it? I can't see there's no interaction other than them typing like a little chat thing, but
right.
So what? But it worked. I mean, it was great. I still have people begging me 5 years later to do these web concerts again. I'm like, that was because I had to get it out of my system. I don't have to now. Now it's working. But yeah, it'll be great to come back. It really will. And I don't have to wear a mask on the plane this time.
That's true. And I think we had a little issue with your plane last time, too. So hopefully,
right?
I think you came in a little late that night, if I remember right.
I was just doing a show in Pennsylvania. Either if I'm in my residence in Nashville or if I'm in my residence in Rhode Island, no matter what, Pennsylvania is 2 hours. Like, it's very close.
Right.
So my plane was supposed to land at 10:30, 11 o'clock. I didn't get in bed till 4:15 that morning because it was late. So fingers crossed it runs smoothly next week.
Well, it didn't show in the performance.
Oh no, that's
sure.
If you love it, it's what you are. Nothing affects you when you're on that stage. People are sitting there taking their own hard-earned time to sit there and pay attention. You give them the best show that you can give them, and it was a great time last time. I remember one part. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I turned. Everyone had their camera lights on. Yeah. I turned and was recording. Yeah. I remember that.
Yep. We still have that video clip.
Oh, do you? That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome.
So we still use that as well. In the meantime, you continue to be busy, and if folks, somehow don't know who you are, we can jump back. Of course, you made, and it coincides with this year. We feel pretty honored that you're on our list this year, because it's been 25 years since Billy Gilman stormed the United States there with a massive hit, right? So. Go back to 2000 and your 11-year-old self, and tell us what that summer was like for you.
Well, it's funny because I've always worked. I mean, ever since I knew that, I can do something that my brother can't with this instrument here. My cousins can't do it. My friends can't do it. So I caught on very early. I mean, I was singing at 18 months old, so that's even before you even know what's going on, really. I always worked, but I'll tell you, the year of 1999, I was really locally, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Rhode Island, was really opening up we just broke through that door of getting seen by some very notable people. I mean, I was opening up for Marty Stewart, Susie Bogus, who's going to be on the same stage as me in the coming weeks after me.
That's right. We have you first, and then Susie will be there as well. So
that's great. Martina McBride, and then I did a big show in this theater that was closing down. Very, very prolific venue in my home state of Rhode Island called the Warwick Musical Theater. I mean, they had everyone from 1950 to 1999 was their ending year. They had Alabama, Vince Gill, Reba, George Strait, Merle Haggard, Liza Minnelli, Bing Crosby. I mean, every big name you could think of in the world, they performed here for a week. It was a really neat venue. It was amazing how Rhode Island could get that big of talent. And I was to open up for 45 minutes in front of Alabama. Well, Alabama's front runner, Randy, was going through some health problems with his heart, and I had to extend my performance for an hour. That's almost like a whole set, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Especially,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So, with the connections that we had been making prior to that, we had gotten involved with Sony Music. They were interested. Their ears were up, and my management little team at that time said, "If you are smart, you'll just fly up for the night and just catch this set and see what you think." And I had my record deal that night, and I signed the papers a week or two later. And then that's what started the whole journey the following year. You know, November of '99, I started to go down and meet the people that would eventually be working for me. And we started to pick out songs and whatnot, and got into the studio in January and February and March. And yeah, we released the first single, and I thought that was going to immediately flop because I did not like the song.
Yeah.
Just didn't get it, didn't like it, didn't understand it, and I said, you know what, I've got to trust them. They have an idea, and we're going to go with it. And I'm so happy I was wrong. And that's what, you know, changed my life forever. And I can't believe it's 25 years. Sometimes it feels like it's 5 years. Sometimes it feels like it was 6 months ago. Some of the memories come back so strong, it feels like it happened a year ago. And then sometimes you go, oh my God. Huh?
Other times does it feel like 50 years though?
Sometimes it feels, when it gets tough, it feels like it's 125 years. Let me tell you.
I mean, because you take a look at, you know, everything that everyone goes through personally and professionally and everything, you go, 25 years doesn't seem that long that I did all that to get to this point, but at the same time went by so dang fast at the same time.
And what's weird is, I was sitting around with some other musician not too long ago, and we just got on the subject of they couldn't believe that I started that young, because there are people like that, Leanne Rhymes, blah, 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 but there aren't that many, especially in country music. Pop music, yeah, they make the little boy bands and things, but in country music, it's really pretty rare. Other than Leanne, myself, Brenda Lee, I mean, there's not many.
Yeah.
That started that young. I'm not saying 16, I'm saying 11, 12.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And I was sitting in one of the newer upcoming guys. I think it was Parker McCallum or someone like that. And he said, you know, man, I started, you know, kind of opening up for people and down on Broadway at 21, 22, and then I got my deal at 25, and then I instantly thought, man, if I started at 25, I'd be 50 years old. That's like almost retiring age, like a couple, you know, 10, 12, 13 years after that, I'm retired. I still got a whole life left.
Yeah.
You know, it really is interesting when you think about the psychosis of a childhood career.
Yeah, no question. A quick story on you opening for Alabama. Out here we have what's called the Southwest Washington Fair that runs for a week in the third week of August or something like that. And they used to bring in fairly large, bands, and especially ones that were on the rise. So the former fair director told me the story when we started doing shows where we were bringing in national artists and things like that. He says, well, my experience was that we were going to bring in, you know, one of these up and coming new country bands. And I had my choice of a band called The Shop that was based out of the Northwest, and they had a hit. I think they've had a couple of minor hits overall. And he said, and then this other band I had no idea of, and I had quickly dismissed them. That was Alabama. I said, no, we don't want them coming. We'll go with The Shop. And he goes, yeah, I wasn't allowed to pick bands after that. They said
that's an oops. That's an oops. But, you know, whatever. I'll never forget, I was sitting, it could have been the ACMs. It was either the Academy of Country or the Country Music Association Awards, and I remember sitting behind one of the biggest signers, presidents, Joe Galani. He was part of RCA. And I'll never forget, I heard him go, I got done performing, and then I won something, and I sat back down, and I could hear him whispering to his girlfriend, his wife, his mistress, whoever it might have been. He said, how did we miss this one?
That's funny.
Yeah, so it's funny.
So, since then, of course, as a young man, and then the changes come, we went through that you kind of step back from music, and then you burst back on the scene there on that show called The Voice. It seems to be a hit. It's stayed around a little bit.
A little bit.
First of all, we talked about this the last time you were coming up, but just a chance to reintroduce yourself, and that stage really helped you do that. And yeah, of course, we all remember the country side of you, but it also revealed that other side of you, that that pop side that was always burning inside of you, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean, as you like, I only grew up with Farron Young, Eddie Arnold, Patsy Cline, and the Gaither Gospel Hour. That's all I ever knew. At like 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, my grandmother just would play all this stuff. That's all I ever knew. I didn't know rock and roll. I didn't know pop. I didn't know. And then as my career started, and you start to go to the American Music Awards and the Grammys, you're hearing all these different things. And starting so young, you're kind of told what to do. And then I got this knack of my voice can do other avenues too. Not to say I'm dismissing country. That's where I am. That's my blood and my soul. But my voice can sing, whatever. Michael Jackson's Ben or Celine Dion's Eyes From Red. It's just my voice can do that.
Don't Stop Believing.
Don't Stop Believing. Justin's whatever, Michael Bublé, whatever. And at that point, I had been in Nashville songwriting. I wanted to go back when I finally knew that my voice was going to come back, because there's a possibility for a little kid singer, you change, your voice might not come back.
Right.
It just might not. It might not be able to withhold that, because your vocal cords stretch and change and all of that. So when I finally went to the doctor, and he said, no, I could tell you're getting over the hump by the way the vibrations are going and yada, yada, yada. You can start to retrain, learn your voice all over again. So I retrained with my vocal coach, and really wanted to go back to Nashville to show them it just wasn't a childhood fun time.
Right.
It's what I am. I went down there. I didn't have a home then at that point, because I lived at home in Rhode Island. And I went and slept on my piano player at the time, Steve Hornbeek. I slept on his couch, and then I got an upgrade to one of his bedrooms. Thanks, Steve. And literally just knocked on doors. I want to songwrite. I want to get into the studio and learn what that knob is or what that button does. I wanted to be part of the community. Go have lunch with Pam Tillis or whatever.
Right.
Go to songwriting functions and the #1 parties. I just wanted to be involved in more than just standing on a stage and having people tell me what to sing.
Right.
And so at that time, that was starting to be my voice changed. It took a very long time. I almost damaged it because I thought I'll just keep singing, and that's a no-no. So it just took a long time for me to get back, and vocally. And so in Nashville, I've been there a few years, wrote a bunch of songs, probably over 100 songs, and demoed them and shopped them and did all that. And during that time, the voice was calling my management office. And I kept saying, no, I'm happy here, I want to stay and do this. And they were like, all right, whatever, you do what you want to do. And then the last time they called was 5 times they called. And the 5th time, I didn't say no right away. And I said, you know what? An opportunity like this usually comes and goes, and then you regret that you didn't do it. Well, if it keeps coming up in your realm here, why not try it out? Why not? And I was realizing at that time, too, that how I got signed in 99, 2000 was completely a different world than how I would get signed in 2015, 16, 17. You have to have hundreds of thousands of people on this site. You have to have this many views. They don't do artist development anymore. That's a gone thing. Right. You come in almost like a star, and then they'll take the time, because it's just so fast. So I thought, you know what? If it's not meant for me right now to get a record deal, then let me jump on this show and see what happens. Let's see if America, because the one thing is the industry was tough on me. They weren't quite sure, but America and my fans and people of the public always got Billy Gilman. They always understood it. They felt it. So I said, let me just go in front of the people that know me best. And if anything, people will remember. And the people that don't remember, I want to make them love me too. Because there's going to be millions of people that have no idea on the Adam Levine, Miley Cyrus, Alicia Keys side that have no idea who I am.
Right.
So I jumped in. I said, you know what, I'll try it. And if it's what's to be, America will see it. And thank God they did. And it was a great run. It was a great run. I mean, there were always a lot of people saying, he had a career, but I was so young and it was that much time had gone by. it was like apples and oranges. You know what I mean?
Right,
A
right.
totally different human being. So
Right. And with that, and again, with that really, at that point, you came from the old system as a youngster of actual record sales and CD sales and things like that, and then you come back and you can start to see the change in media. I'm a longtime radio guy, and radio
Right.
is completely, it's all of media is a mess right now. And
It's nuts.
there's a literal scramble to try and figure out how all these pieces come together, and it couldn't be even more chaotic than for you guys trying to you can't make the living that you like you did in the past. It's got to be this new way, and trying to figure all those new things out with the way that music is. It's still written, of course, but then how I call it the delivery system is completely different.
Right.
The delivery system of it, and that's the biggest thing. The product is still wanted. The product is still needed. People want it, but now they're getting it a different way, and then we just have to figure out how do we do it this way.
That's right, and it comes down to us too, as the performers. It comes down to, if you wrote the song, and this and that, what's the right percentage? Because now you buy it where you used to go to Walmart or Kmart or wherever and buy a
Tower Records, yeah.
Tower Records. Oh my God, my favorite place in the entire world. I still miss it. The LA and on Sunset, and then one on Belliston Place and now on Broadway in Nashville. I would spend hours, because the cool thing about Tower Records, if you remember, is some of them, the bigger ones, you'd have the artist station, A, B, C, D, whatever, in whatever category, and then if they were really big, they'd have like old artifacts, like an old concert tour
Right.
program or this or that. Oh, I would spend hours. It was just my favorite place. You buy a $20 record and that's it, but people knew by the volume, you're gonna go gold in 7 months, you're gonna go platinum in a year, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. Now, people can stream your song 55 times in an hour.
Yeah.
It's a constant source of revenue, but because it's so big and massive, that one little stream is worth about that much. So what
Yeah.
out of that much do you get? It's such a very, very, how should I put it? It's so, what's the word I want? It's so intricate now. It's such an intricate little thing where you're paying Peter to rob Paul in a way. You know what I mean? Because you got to make it work in other ways. It is different, but hey, if you're on the show, people still want to see you, and you just keep pushing forward. That's what we do as artists. You just got to keep the bill going forward.
It really has also shifted, and you can tell by the number of older bands and musicians that are trying to get one more tour,
Right.
out before they retire or before they literally can't do it, and so it's really pushing the artists to go. You've got to perform live now. That's no longer pushing your record sale. It's now the opposite. Is that
Right.
we got to get out there, because that's now the major moneymaker for us.
And that's how you promote your new songs and all that. So it's almost like it completely flipped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's true. And luckily, oh my God, I would sit on tours with people, and I've toured with so many people, and they couldn't stand performing live. Boy, I hate to be their mentality at this point, now knowing that they have to. I love it, but yeah, it's a changed world.
Think about this: a band like Steely Dan. They did not like to perform live.
Really?
They were very much and then the last 10 years they have been out, and I know one has passed away, but
Right.
the form, Steely Dan is, I think, performed more live in the last 10 years than they ever did combined.
Yeah.
It's just one of those bands. They were musicians. I got to see Jeff Lynne and ELO on their final tour here this last fall. We saw them down in Portland, and we had to see them one more time, so we flew down to Sacramento a couple of weeks or a month later or so.
Oh wow!
Fourth to last show, and he's 76 and he doesn't move like he does, but he still sounds great, and the whole thing was good. But he goes, it's the end, you know. But he's such an introvert. He's not you, Billy, because in between songs, he would go, and here's another one, and go right into it. I mean, that was about as much as you got out of him.
Oh, wow.
Give you the thumbs up, a lot of thumbs up. He goes, I want to introduce my band director, who will introduce everyone else. And it was like 10 words, and that's it. And he just stood there, thumbs up, and that's
oh my gosh.
But the guy you read about him, he's produced the last and wrote most of Tom Petty's last 2 albums. His influences with the Beatles loved him, and so these geniuses that this isn't their comfort zone, but now they kind of have to do that, you know. And
their labyrinth is in the studio behind closed doors. Yeah, totally get that.
Exactly. Now, I did come across, you're still releasing new material, right?
Mm-hmm. That's correct. Yeah. So during the time of The Voice and just having fun, and the audiences were getting it and loving the different things. It almost was like, I heard on one little thing, a reporter, I was doing an interview for The Voice, and a reporter said to me, there are so many chat rooms about you. It's almost like a guessing game because you change the genre every week so vastly. It's like, what's Gilman going to do next? And I love that because that's exactly what if a song speaks to me at all, I'll probably end up doing it in a show because I want to try my take on a song. So week after week, you know, if Martina McBride's song spoke to me, probably going to do that one. If Bye Bye Love by the Everly Brothers touched me that night, probably going to do that. It's whatever was organically touching me at that time to transcend to the TV. You can't fake it. People, the American people and abroad, are so smart if they know they're getting the wool pulled over their eyes by some person that just wants to, you know what I mean? All that is very, very important to me is a message to help someone. That's what I try to find with every song I can sing. So after that, I had this love of mine. You know, touring had pumped up, and you know, I've been working ever since. Great resurgence. And there was one thing that I really wanted to do that I just kept getting no about, and that was releasing a bluegrass record. Now people thought I was crazy. They thought I was nuts. They're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "It's just speaking to me. I've been wanting to do this kind of a project for 17 years." Like 2006-07 area, I wanted to start a bluegrass record. I just think I saw country changing. It was becoming a lot more with the rap intervals in them, and I thought, hey, bluegrass is a way to go back to what I grew up with, like singing like Vince Gill and Pam Tillis and all. That's kind of what bluegrass is now, as far as where country has gone to. So I always had it in my head. I wanted to do a song with great lyrics and the voicing and the singing and storytelling. So finally, 2 years ago, I got the green light. Let's try it. Let's do some demos and let's get this out of your system. Thinking I was like nuts, right? So we did 2 demo songs, and they ended up being pretty good. And then people around me were like, oh, we had actually no idea. So behind my back, they were already shopping it to a couple of labels in Nashville, and before the record was even done, we had 2 record deals on the table. Which one do we want? And which was really, really neat, because I hadn't had a record deal in 16 years, and to not even have a record done and there was an offer was really, really touching to me. So yeah, we've been releasing singles, single by single. The record comes out later this year, and every single has hit the top 10 of the charts, and one went to number 2. So every song has done very, very well, and just exceeded all my expectations about how the audiences would receive it. And of course, I'll do some next week. And I just released a new song about a month ago called Waylon, which is about, you know, the amazing effects of dog love, of what they can get you through in life. Yeah.
So one of those that which one went to number 2?
So that one, funny enough, we were writing new material for the record, and I was going through some files in my storage unit. I have a whole thing, and I was going through songs, and I wrote one 10 years before this record came out, you know, before the song came out. I wrote this like 10 years ago, and I demoed and mixed it 4 times four completely different ways, and I just couldn't get, it couldn't find its home. It just couldn't get there. So I just shelved it, and I'm like, whatever. But I wrote it because I always wanted a kind of a murder mystery song, like Thunder Rolls.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just wanted something of my own like that. And so we wrote this song about a supposed murder on a steamboat in like the 1920s. And the steamboat was called the Delta Queen.
Okay. Okay.
So finally I said, let's try it bluegrass. And the musicians who've played with Billy Strings and Alison Krauss and Ricky Skaggs, they all stopped after we recorded that song and they went, oh my God. I mean, they played their faces off on it and it came to life. It found its home. And we released it, and within 2 weeks, it was at number 2. Sirius was spinning the heck out of it, and I just thought, wow, I've always liked the song, and I'm just so happy that it's finally found its home. But yeah, that song's called Delta Queen. I'll do that one next week.
I haven't found that one. I did, and again, for folks that don't know this, first of all, I had a connection problem here, so we started this interview a couple of minutes late. But we haven't talked at all prior to this interview. But I had this one ready because I absolutely love it. And
I'm curious.
I love this video as well.
It's fun. So every song on the record I did with old style recording, meaning everybody did it at the same time. So if one person screwed up, including myself, we had to do another take. So they're all one takers. So I thought, right? So it was kind of scary, kind of harrowing. But I thought, how cool would the video be it's only one take. There's no cutaways. They follow me the whole way like a one take. So I thought that was pretty kind of monochromatic, kind of streamlined of what the whole record was about. But that was fun. It was cold that day. It was like 25 degrees. That's in Beach Bend in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Oh, jeez. Hey, shall we give him a little taste here?
Yeah.
I love the black and white, too.
Yep. Yeah, that was a fun one to make. One of the easiest videos.
Now, were you literally singing? I mean, I know you put the song in after that, but when you're going through that, what do you, how do you do it? Do you actually just sing it out, as you're going through, so you stay in time, or?
You have to. So what happens is with a music video, they have people all around you with playbacks, and which is so funny because it's totally the opposite. But say you see a music video, and it's like. And they're singing and it's like this, right? There's an effect where if you speed the song up, like say it was, I don't know, Don't Rock the Jukebox by Alan Jackson, and they want it to be like kind of slow-mo, they'll speed up the song, Don't Rock the Jukebox, and you have to sing it like that. I mean, a country song, don't what, like it's crazy. All these different effects. So with this one, because it was a one-take deal.
When it slows down, it looks the same, right?
Right. Yeah. And so with this one, because we weren't going to do that kind of effect, they just have the playback and it clicks in and then the camera zoomed down and I've never been one to pantomime, to like lip sync. You can totally tell because I go so extra. Like I'm so like just eccentric because I'm trying to make up in my head. I want people to think I'm really singing live. So when I do these music videos and I don't physically sing, it looks ridiculous. So I was actually singing. We did about 20 takes, so I sang each take.
and so I'm sure that you didn't just have one. I mean, it was like you did it and you go, that's pretty good. Can we do it a little better? Is that kind of mentality there?
It was, but because there was no cutaways, like say in a normal music video, you don't have the camera follow you through the entire song. You'll have them cut to your back of your head, or they'll cut to a tree line, or there's cuts. Which makes it makes it easier if you've done like 11 takes to say, okay, I like the first verse of take 1 and I love how his face looked in take 6. You can cut away. But because everything about this project was one takes only, the songs were one take. So if take 5 was the best, but someone gulped or did a bad chord, we have to stop and take 7's a new take. We couldn't cut to another one. I thought, why not make the music video like that for continuity? So that whole take was, I think, take 8. I might have liked, take 3 better in one spot, but the majority of take 11 was the one we went with, because I didn't want any cutaways to make it like the record. Only one take. You never see it cut away. It just follows me the whole 4 minutes. So really difficult, but
it's on one of my playlists now. So
I love that.
I have that regularly, of course, with your other one. And one last thing here. I know I knew we would run long, so I appreciate your time.
Oh my God, can't wait to be with y'all in Chehalis. Can't wait to see you guys again.
The one voice, and I apologize because I should know the name, but when you did that with the a cappella group, who's that? That was a fabulous version of that song. That was incredible.
Thanks. I can't believe that was the 20th anniversary. So what happened was, funny enough, this was during COVID. This was right around the time I came up to see you guys. I wanted to release it, but it was such a weird time. The musicians were saying no, we'd rather stay home. Like, it was so many, people were paranoid about the virus and everything. So I couldn't get my real 20th anniversary push for it that I wanted to.
Right.
And I thought, what am I going to do? Coincidentally, Home Free had reached out to my team, not knowing it was the 20th anniversary. They just wanted to sing One Voice with me because they grew up listening to that song and loved it. I thought, oh my gosh, talk about if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. It just flopped right on my lap, and I thought, how awesome is this? If someone remembers the old version, they can't compare it to the new one because it's completely different. It's a cappella. You can't compare it. And they did such a great job, and they actually let me produce and co-direct the video for it, because I thought, how neat would it be to have little bloops of the old version, like when the kid in the original video had the gun wrapped in white cloth, have this kid have the gun, have him throw it off the river and have it splash 3 times like the old video. So they really did little, Easter eggs and let me plant some things for people that may remember the old video. Go, oh my gosh, I remember that part. They just upgraded it. You know what I mean? So I was very proud of that, and we won 4 Telly Music Awards for that specific performance. So I was very flattered that people remembered it, and then the people that had never heard it before, really it touched them, and the emails I still get and the message things I still receive about how that moment touched them during some of the darkest times in our country and the world. It meant a lot. So, and I do that version. I do that a cappella version, so I'll be doing that as well at the park.
And not to spoil anything, but I have to ask, how in the world can you sing anything other than that as your final song of your shows?
That's what I don't want to spoil anything, but that is my closer, because I want people to stay till the end.
Yes.
Like, I never understood the artists that will do their biggest hit, like number 10 in the show. I see so many people go, okay, I heard the song, we can go now, let's get out of here before parking gets, the parking lot outside gets jammed.
My friend, we had a gentleman, Elliot Lurie, up, and he was the lead singer of he wrote and sang Brandy, You're a Fine Girl.
Oh, you can say Brandy. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. That was the second song he did. He had one other minor hit, the name of the band, Looking Glass is what it was. It was Looking Glass, and Elliot is a fabulous guy. And by the way, during COVID, he also connected with an a cappella group, and they did Brandy.
Oh, wow.
Via Zoom, and so, yours and his, I'm going, wow, this is amazing. And that was amazing sounding as well. But yeah, he goes, I know everyone wants to hear the song, so I just want to do it and make sure they can hear it. I go, you could probably sing that only, and they'd stay for an hour and a half to hear you sing it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
I always keep one voice till the end, because I want people to stay and go, is he going to do it? Come on, is he not going to do it?
Absolutely. What last question here, what can folks expect musically? Is it going to be all country, or are you going to mix in some fun stuff as well that you like to do?
It is a complete variety. I do. Basically, it's a lot of storytelling. You're going to walk away feeling something. I hope. I sincerely hope, because that is my motive with every show I do, acoustically, whatever variation of a show I do. I always try and have people forget about their troubles for the hour and a half, forget about everything, soak up some stories. There's some cover songs that I grew up singing, 90s country. There's some of my stuff on from The Voice, which is a little bit poppier, songs that the younger generation might know. There's my stuff. I've added quite a few songs from my very first record. I had my band go in and re-record some new tracks so I could sing some of the old songs that people may remember. So it literally is a collection of great storytelling songs that have touched my life through these 25 years.
Well, we can't wait to see you, and can't wait for you to get out here.
Likewise.
Thanks for jumping on, and we will see you. It's the 9th, so we'll see you in 9 days.
Can't wait, Paul. It's going to be a blast.
All right, Billy Gilman, everyone. He's going to be out here soon.
Come see me. Come see us.
Absolutely. July 18th, Friday. By the way, it's free. Bring your own chair, blanket, whatever. It's a beautiful little park. It's just a small town in a nice warm summer night, and Billy's going to put on a heck of a show. Our friend and technical director Randy Linder, who has done a tribute to CCR for about 70 years now. It seems like he's going to open. He's going to open for you. And
funny enough, that's how I feel how long my career is.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, Billy.
Thanks, Paul.